Lots lined up, but our top focus as the national capital celebrates Diwali, the air quality is experiencing a concerning decline. Last year, when Diwali was celebrated in the second week of November, the air quality recorded the day after was 358. This is in stark contrast this year. Just on the first day of November, the air quality has already reached 361, indicating no improvement in pollution levels. Now, let's also tell you, this is in contrast to what the government in the national capital believes. According to Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai, the AQI numbers are faring better this Diwali, and this is because of responsible actions of residents. However, in reality, Delhiites relentlessly burst firecrackers on Diwali Day despite a cracker ban by the top court. You're looking at the visuals of the aftermath on your screens. Now, which this clearly has pushed the AQI into severe level in many areas.
दिल्ली के अंदर 4 दिन पहले दिल्ली का AQI का स्तर 350 पार कर गया था। हम सब लोग ये अनुमान लगा रहे थे कि अगर पटाखे ज़्यादा दिवाली के दिन छोड़े गए तो AQI दिल्ली का 400 पार कर जाएगा। लेकिन आज दिल्ली वालों के सामूहिक प्रयास से जो पटाखों पे नियंत्रण हुआ है उसका परिणाम है कि AQI का स्तर 360 पर नियंत्रित हुआ है। सरकार आज से स्पेशल ड्राइव वाटर स्प्रिंकलिंग का पूरे दिल्ली में शुरू करने जा रही है। आज दिल्ली सचिवालय से हम उसे लॉन्च करेंगे और इसका जो परिणाम ये है कि हम डस्ट पोल्यूशन को नियंत्रित कर पाए। मैं दिल्ली के लोगों से भी कहना चाहता हूं, आपको भी अभी लापरवाह होने की जरूरत नहीं है, सबका सहयोग चाहिए। इसके लिए अगर आपके आसपास कहीं भी धूल उड़ती हुई दिख रही है तो आप हमें ग्रीन दिल्ली ऐप डाउनलोड करके हमें उसका फोटो जरूर भेजें। आपके पास कहीं अगर आग जलती हुई दिख रही है उसका फोटो खींच करके हमें आप जरूर भेजें।
Nikhil, my colleague, joins me for more as far as this is concerned. Nikhil, of course, you've been keeping us ahead with the inputs as far as the aftermath of the festival is concerned. Having said that, what more can you tell us with the on-ground situation?
Well, if we talk about the on-ground situation, the AQI has slightly improved, but it still, Nivedna, remains in the very poor category as we speak. At many of these stations across the city, the AQI is hovering around the level of 300, but it is below the mark of the 400, although the most polluted area also remains as the Anand Vihar location, which is where the ISPT is. And the vehicular emission is another reason as to why that exact location is the mostly polluted area on a daily basis. But also the wind speed has played a major role. As per the details, 10 to 15 km per hour speed were blowing until yesterday night. But today as well, it dropped to a level of 10 km per hour. So that is the major reason as to why the AQI appears to be in the better category, because we were expecting that the all-new record are something which were anticipated post the festival of Diwali. And now there was this press conference as well, which was held by the Environment Minister from the Aam Aadmi Party-led Delhi government, Gopal Rai, wherein he has informed all the media persons that there were a couple of efforts which were initiated from the side of the Aam Aadmi Party government, and because of the same, the results are now evident. They are saying that despite a ban, there were a couple of cases of the firecrackers, but the major impact has clearly been seen from the side of the residents as well. And next time we are going to make sure that all the firecrackers which were even used after the ban, that is something which should also be put a control on. So they are patting on their back about the initiatives, but the major role, Nivedna, so to say, is of the wind speed, because that is something which has brought the AQI comparative in a better position, but still it remains in the very poor category. But next few days are going to be very much crucial. So this is something which is coming in as far as the ground situation is concerned. So the overall AQI continues to be in the very poor category with around 350 AQI, but still next couple of days are going to be very much crucial. Apart from it, there are stubble burning activities which continues to be pouring in from the side of the other states, be it Punjab, Haryana or the Western UP. But there are many of the sectors which are still under the control of the government and the respective agencies. That is something which is also panning out. So these are the current updates. Back to you.
Right, Nikhil. In fact, as you draw an overall perspective on that, and maybe in your experience of reporting for multiple years, we find ourselves stuck in the same situation, right? And perhaps it's also time to be walking the particular talk that's done. Of course, this politics that peaks every year, you would have probably on multiple occasions also put forth those questions in terms of accountability. But what is the loophole here? Rather, what is the bigger challenge that the implementation of an effective situation is not being translated on ground, Nikhil?
Well, there are a couple of factors when it comes to the pollution. This is something which we are speaking about for days now. And in fact, to reiterate for all our viewers who are now watching us on the Mirror Now Live, recently a letter was also exchanged from the side of the Delhi LG to Chief Minister Atishi, wherein he has informed that factors like vehicular emission and the dust and garbage picking activities, these comprises of the 70% of the pollution which remains under the control of the respective agencies from the side of the civic authorities and also major stakeholders of the Delhi government. So that should be the prime focus about the pollution, about the 70% of the overall contribution. So that is the place where they have to work on, but there are remaining factors which are clearly not under the control of any of the authorities of government for that particular matter. And these comprise about the weather conditions, so to say. We have already said that the improved condition of the AQI is simply because of the wind speed. So the higher the wind speed, the lower levels of the pollution are going to be observed across the city, and the impact is only because of the wind speed. But there are other factors as well which are equally responsible. And when it comes to the accountability, Delhi is one such complex place, Nivedna, where the accountability is very difficult to fix. And this is the reason as to why the political parties and the agencies, they usually get away with the kind of responsibility or the accountability, so to say. If you remember last year around as well, during the time of the assembly elections, there was this big promise which came out from the side of the then Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, wherein he has said that after the course of 5 years, that means he was directing the hint for the 2024-2025, that by that time the Yamuna would be cleared up by the efforts of the Delhi government. But still, the condition remains the same. We all have heard about the lies and the facts as well, which are usually seen on the ground zero, but the entire situation appears to be likewise. Only the letters are exchanged, only the words are exchanged, but no major work is seen on the ground zero. So this is something which is pathetic in that nature. All the residents are left to their own condition. We are forced to breathe the polluted air, and the course of the same is going to be even higher next couple of days, especially 25 to 30 days, that are something which is going to be very much crucial. And those who are affected the most, they are the elderly people and those below the age of 10 years. Many of the respiratory issues are already being reported across the part of the capital city, but the political parties, be it the one ruling or the principal opposition, they are hardly bothered. They only care about the politics, but it is the people who are suffering the most. And because of the complexity, the accountability is also something which they usually get away with. So this is the update which is coming in from this particular side.
Right, Nikhil. Thank you very much for joining us on that top story and helping us draw a better perspective as to what the several factors are, what it's looking like on ground reality, more importantly, how politics peaks every year, but not much being translated on the ground as far as how this could be a better situation for citizens overall. But having said that, let's also tell our viewers it's not just the national capital. In fact, even in Mumbai, air quality deteriorated on Diwali, with the CPCB's dashboard showing an AQI of 174 at 8 a.m. Now, changes in weather, high vehicular emissions and firecrackers use, that is, contributed to the worsening air quality in Maharashtra cities, which entered the very poor category. But let's also tell you, meanwhile in Kolkata, the West Bengal police seized over 515 kgs of banned firecrackers and have arrested 292 people as of yesterday.